Hello everybody and welcome to week 3 of BA120. Hopefully everybody had a good 4th of July. If you have any service members in your family or friends, be sure to thank them for their service. I work with those guys on a daily basis, well a lot of times at least on a daily basis, or see them. So I know that they appreciate when they say that, or when you say that to them. So on to class this week. So class will be pretty similar to what we've done in the past. This week you'll need to watch this video, obviously, and then post your write-up on it. That needs to be done by Wednesday. If you don't do that, it is considered late. If you don't get it done on time, still do it, but it will be docked points if it's turned in after Wednesday. You will also have a discussion question. For the discussion question, you need to have your initial post done by Wednesday at midnight, and then your 2 responses done by Sunday at midnight. If you do not get all 3 of those things done, I cannot give you full credit. So please try to get those done. It's an easy way to get points, and every point is going to help boost your grade. After that, we will have 3 assignments that we need to do, and we'll get to those here in just a second. With those, we're kind of going to be building on what we've done in the past with debits and credits and things. But if anybody has any questions on the homework, let me know. I've noticed there's a few people that are getting a little bit behind. Just because you're behind does not mean you can't catch up, so please try to catch up. I'm more than willing to grade late homework. That is not a problem at all. I do have to deduct points based off of a school policy, but still, turn in what you can. So let's look at the homework for this week. So I'm on the home page right here, as you can see. Then we're just going to scroll down to Module 3. We will click on the Module 3 assignment. And then we will click on the templates, just like we have every other week. And those will download. Click on that, and then you'll see the 3 assignments we have to do. The first one here is 7.3b, which is on page 227. So on this one, what we're going to be doing is we will be working with accounts receivable. So we're going to go through and we are going to learn how to record things in accounts receivable, and then also we will work with a general journal and general ledger a little bit. So when you're looking at this, one thing that I did notice that we'll have to get the templates updated for, there is one heading error. So this one says accounts receivable. Your next one says sales tax payable, which is correct. This one here should say accounts receivable. So let's look at our first transaction here. The first one says on February 3rd that you sold Joel Bennett a box of holiday greeting cards for $75 plus sales tax of $6 on sales slip 201. So in the templates here, we've already got this created for you, and we've already got some information. So you'll see here's sales slips 201. Here is Joel Bennett. Now when you read that, you might think, and this is a common error, that, okay, I sold Joel Bennett something for $75, so he owes me $75. Well, on that, you've got to remember that you have to pay your sales tax as well. So think about that like when you go to the grocery store. If you go to Smith's grocery store and you buy $100 worth of groceries, tax on that will be roughly $7. So you owe $107. You don't pay Smith's $100 and then pay the government their $7. Smith's just collects all $107 and then divvies the tax out. Same thing on here. So your accounts receivable is going to be $81. You need to collect all $81 from Joel Bennett. Then here is where you're going to break it out on the next 2 pages, or excuse me, on the next 2 columns. So your sales tax payable, this is what you owe the government, goes up to $6. Your accounts receivable, this is what Joel owes you, is $75. So you can see this 81 equals this 6 plus 75. And it's going to be the same thing as you go down. So your next one, it says that you sold Ken Hamlet Valentine's Day party pack for $200 plus sales tax of $216 on sales slip 202. So that one, you can see there's 202. So your accounts receivable is going to be $216 because you have to collect everything. Your sales tax payable, $16. And then your accounts receivable is $200. And you can see on these here that I've actually put some formulas in to help you. Hopefully that does. If not, you can just hard key it in, whatever is going to work out best for you. And then I've given you a hint down here. So this will be the same as our other templates. If it's in yellow, I've generally given you either an answer or a clue. When you get to the bottom here, your sales tax payable should be $3,025, just like it says. This number right here, I'll give you another clue for listening, should be $3,267. So if you take the $3,267 minus the $30.25, that should give you a check figure for sales tax payable as well. Then once you go down here, you're going to be going through these transactions. Not all of them are going to be sales that you have made. So for example, on February, if you go down here, you're going to look on some of these. There'll be some on page 227 and then some more on page 228. And you're going to get down through here and you're going to have to enter every one of those. So on one of these, you had a transaction where somebody actually returned something. And the first one of those transactions is on February 9th. If you go to February 9th, you're going to see that there's two transactions. There's one for Larry Edwards and one for Vicki Neal. Your Larry Edwards is going to go up here, February 9th. You can see where you'll enter that. But your next one is Vicki Neal. You did not sell her anything. You actually gave her a credit. So it says you gave Vicki Neal an allowance because of incomplete items for two gift packages, or two gift packs. Issued a credit memorandum 101 for $54, which included sales tax of $4. So you can see you'll have your sales returns and allowances right here. You gave her a sales return of allowance of only $50 because it says it was $54, but $4 of that was for sales tax. So you're going to have your sales tax, which is $4, which goes right here. You can see the yellow has a formula, so $54. When you go down, keep going down, you're going to get to the next one, which is on the 13th. You'll see for Amy Pelosa that you gave her an allowance of $50 because of two broken glasses that she purchased on February 8th. The credit memo of 102 was issued, plus sales tax of $4. So similar thing, they worded it a little bit differently. You're going to have your $50 there, your $4 in sales tax, your $54. So that's what your first one should look like. And then it's going to be similar. Again, you're going to have formulas that all roll through these. And that should help you as you go through all of it. And then you're going to get down to the bottom here, and you're going to add up all of your accounts receivable. And just as a clue, balance of accounts receivable account is $3,159. That means this should be $3,159. Let's move on to 8.4b. So 8.4b, let's turn there in the book, is on page, if I can get there, page 263 and 264. So this one's going to be kind of a similar in the way that we handle it. But on this one, it's going to be purchases. So when we look on 8.3b, it's going to list all of your transactions. You'll want to read through that, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Excuse me, I've been saying 8.3b. I meant to say 8.4b. It's on page 263. So 263 there at the bottom. So you'll start with that. You're gonna journalize credit purchases and purchase returns and allowances, and then you're gonna flow through. So I will let you go through and read all that. It's kind of going to tell you how to set it up. But since we only have a limited amount of time, I want to walk you through some of the transactions. So you'll see on our first one there for February 5th, you purchased copy paper from Packaging and Mailing Supply Center for $2,000 plus $100 shipping charge on invoice 502. So here's your date. Again, we've entered all this in the template for you. Purchased forms right there. Here's your invoice number, your invoice date. Here's your terms. Your terms will be handy as they come in later. So where it says 210 net 30, what that means is if you pay it within 10 days, you get a 2% discount. Otherwise, everything is due net 30. So these are all the same right here. This one is a little bit different. You get a 1% discount if you pay it within 10 days, or everything is due within 45 days. These guys don't give you a discount at all. It's just due within 30 days. So that's what the terms are. So let's go back up here to the first one. So you'll see your accounts payable credit. You only purchased $2,000 in stuff, but you had to pay $100 to get it shipped. So your accounts payable total is $2,100. So you're going to enter your $2,100 there, your purchase debits. So this is what you purchased. You bought $2,000 worth of stuff. Your freight in debit is $100. So your total that you owe is $2,000. When you get done, your freight in total, here's another clue for you, should be $270. This one should be $12,050. So there's another clue for you. That'll kind of help you back into that once you're done. And then again, as you see, as you scroll down, there's going to be some clues as you go through. Again, I've entered a bunch of formulas and they should kind of help auto-populate. But let's go back, or they should autofill for you essentially. Let's go back up here to the first one. So if you go to these transactions, you'll see on February 20th, it says 1 box of cards purchased on February 8th from gifts and holiday cards was water damaged. Received credit memorandum 102 for $200. So right here, here's your accounts payable. You owed those guys money. However, one of the boxes was damaged. So you're getting a $200 rebate from them, or credit, however you want to call that. And you can see right here, we put the details in for you. So you're going to have that right there. And then on the 28th, well, excuse me, on the 27th, that should say the 27th, you'll see the same thing. So you received a credit memo of $240 for an allowance because of more damaged cards. So you're going to have $240. So those are your 2 journal entries. You're going to get your credits. What you're going to do is reduce your accounts payable as you're going through. And then down here, your accounts payable, once you have all that filled out, this will all flow through and auto-populate for you. And here in 9.1b, we'll cover a little bit, which will kind of help tell you how to fill this out. So that's one thing, as I'd mentioned, these build on each other, but as you're watching this video, you're going to pick up pieces from all 3 assignments that are going to help you, I think. So this will be a really good one to watch the video before you do the homework. So let's go to 9.1b. 9.1b is on page 312. So this is kind of a fun assignment with this one. We are working with cash receipts and posting to the general ledger. So you can see how we're just building on what we've learned. So your first one here is from Do It Yourself Copy Center. So Do It Yourself Copy Center is a credit customer. They paid you $500. So your accounts receivable right here is an asset, which would have a debit balance, but you got $500. So you have to enter your credit account here. That's why it says credit. So that goes down by $500. But with double entry accounting, if you have an entry on one side, you have to have an entry on the other. That's why over here you have the $500 debit. So that helps things reconcile. So as you can see, we're not using T accounts, but things are still tying out. Let's look at the next one and I'll walk you through that. So it says you received a check for $1,802 from Amanda Whitehead to pay her notes receivable. The total included $102 in interest. So when you see that they're breaking things out like that, that means that you need to break things out as well. And on this one, we've given you a little bit of extra help. So you can see your notes receivable right here was $1,700. She owed interest on her note, which was $102 for a total of $1,802. So again, things reconcile. And as you're going through where you see dollar signs, generally that means you probably should have something. So just as a clue, watch out for that. You can see here on the 5th that you received a refund for $310. So as you're going through, just walk through all of that. And then we've got this filled out for you. Everything should total to $26,230. So let's walk through this here quick. We've only got about a minute left. Your balance on June 1st, if you look about in the middle of the page on 312, it says your cash balance was $1,200 on June 1st. However, you got to go through and you got to figure out what your cash is right here. So here's your cash in all these cells. Your ending cash is $26,230. So you started out with a balance of $1,200. You're going to debit your cash to take it up by $26,230. Your ending cash should be $27,430. And that's what you're going to want to do. And again, you're going to go through. I've given you some clues on here. These templates all have some formulas or something that should help you out as you get through. And then at the end, it's going to ask you for your total assets for the book peddler at June 30th are $30,910. And as you go through with that, that should help you as well. So hopefully this helps you out. Again, maybe watch this once or twice just to make sure that you're kind of following through. And I think that that is going to be a big help for you. If you have any questions, let me or someone at the school know, and we'd be glad to help you out. Have a good day.